You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
I'm Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the big show. As always, for 60 years and 21 episodes of the Chris Voss Show, with all the smartest minds, brains, people, all the wonderful insights to make your life better. Opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind. Today we have another amazing young man we'll be talking to on the show on how to help you avoid or help you if you have diabetes. So go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the TikTokity, and Chris Voss Facebook.com. He's the author of multi-books, and his newest book will be coming out soon. We'll talk about called Reverse Your Type 2 Diabetes. Treat the root, not the fruit. Dr. Raj Gupta joins us on the show today with past and upcoming performances on the NBC. Old Howard Stern bit there. Television show fixing U.S. radio appearances on Fox News Radio, articles in New York Daily News, Reader's Digest, U.S. News, and World Report with Women's World as well. He is considered a national expert on wellness. In that third forthcoming book we mentioned will be coming out soon. We'll get into the details on when that lands. And he helps people to adopt a healthy lifestyle by exposing the flaws of the current pill for an ill society. Wow, that describes it greatly. And believes that overall health comes from reestablishing homeostasis. Married and father to 3 girls who he refers to as his princesses, he enjoys working out in the gym, playing tennis, going to the beach on his Vespa scooter, reading, and loves playing good old-fashioned rock and roll on the drums. Welcome to the show. Dr. Raj, how are you?
I'm great, Chris. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for coming. We certainly appreciate it. Give us your .coms. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
It's realhealthroots.com, Real Health Roots. But ideally, the best place to go to catch not only me, but my entire community of type 2 diabetics that are helping each other reverse the disease, that's Real Health Roots. It's a Facebook group page. Private Facebook group page, but all you have to do is apply and we'll let you in. And it's a very strong community, very proud, more than 20,000 members.
Oh, wow. Health and, of course, diabetes has been, I believe, expanding in the U.S. Probably, you just have to look at the menu of what we eat. Tell us a 30,000 overview, what's inside your new book and what you're talking about.
Sure. You're right. There's 30 million Americans that have type 2 diabetes, 1 out of every 10. But what's worse is by 2050, the year 2050, it is estimated that there'll be 50 million Americans. That's 1 in every 2. It's an epidemic. Long before there was COVID, there's been type 2 diabetes, and we all seem to be getting worse in our overall health. In fact, as Americans, we rank 37th in overall health in the world. We're right behind number 36 is Costa Rica, which is a third world country. So something's not right, Chris. Mm-hmm. Something's not right. Yeah. But diabetes is reversible. This is well documented for more than 20 years. Even UCLA Medical School did research in 2023 and said, yes, indeed, it is reversible with lifestyle changes. It's a lifestyle disease. But in this country, we don't look for the reason why people have high blood sugar. Mm-hmm. An educated person may say, Dr. Raj, I have high blood sugar because I have insulin resistance, to which I would say, good job. But why do you have insulin resistance? This getting to the root cause and treat the root, not the fruit, is the name of my third book, Reverse Your Type 2 Diabetes, by getting to the root cause of what is causing it.
Let's lay a foundation on some stuff so we get our definitions right. I'm to this day I don't know. Until a few years ago, I didn't understand what the real difference was between type 1 and type 2 and which one is reversible. Tell us, can you lay a foundation for us and tell us how define those for us?
Sure. Type 1 is not reversible. You are correct. Type 1 it used to be called juvenile diabetes. And the reason is that it is due to a malfunctioning pancreas, which usually is identified early in childhood, which they labeled type 1 diabetes. Now, they just call it type 1 diabetes. But as you say, this is a problem genetically with the pancreas, cannot be fixed, not reversible.
Yeah. So the pancreas is damaged in a way, or is it some sort of
It's genetically malfunctioning. It's just simply not working properly.
Yeah. That's why you always keep your receipts when you're born, people, so you can always return on them. I returned my pancreas. I returned my liver after 20 years of drinking and said, this is not working out for me. And
you'll be happy to know that fatty liver disease is also reversible. Whatever damage has been done, unfortunately, to the liver is irreversible. But you can obtain normal markers. And the good thing is that you do not need 100% of your liver in order for it to work at 100%.
There
yes.
You go.
Let's hope for you, Chris.
It grows. Yeah. I've been eating good since, so I'm hoping that I at least, live another day or two. At this pace, who knows? I think we talked about was insulin resistance too. Do you want to give us a definition of how that is for people? Because I know a lot of people probably don't even understand that concept.
Yeah, this is super cool. And the way I give an analogy, I really hope I help a lot of people understand it. Your mitochondria is the powerhouse cell of the body. It's like a superhero. It takes the food that we eat and the air that we breathe and converts it into energy, ATP for us. Pretty cool. It's most of our cells in our body are mitochondria cells to produce energy and convert the oxygen in food, but they're fickle. They're very fickle. They only one type of fuel. And I liken it to being an expensive sports car, only likes premium unleaded gasoline. And it will run on regular unleaded, not so well. Even worse on diesel, even worse on kerosene. So the problem with type 2 diabetes is it is a lifestyle disease. However, there are other aspects to our lifestyle other than a poor diet or lack of exercise. There are things like toxins that we come in contact with on a daily basis. I was listening to one of your other podcasts when you were speaking, your guest was speaking about toxins, and it is just biotoxins like mold, phthalates, parabens from just home care products, cleaning detergents. They really truly are perfumes, air cleaner scents. They're everywhere, but also hormone irregularity and underlying infections, GI tract problems, underactive thyroid, which controls your metabolism. There are other aspects to our lifestyle other than lack of diet or lack of exercise and poor diet that are contributing. And these are the wrong fuel for the mitochondria. And in the face of the wrong fuel, the mitochondria creates walls of insulin. Now, your pancreas, which we were talking about, releases a key, like a gas tank key. Remember in the 70s, we had a key for our gas tank in our car? Insulin is the key for the gas tank of the mitochondria, which still is old school. Has a gas tank key. But when it doesn't like the fuel, the mitochondria changes the lock. So insulin, the key doesn't work. And that there, sir, is the definition of insulin resistance. So when the sugar can't get into the gas tank, it hangs out in your bloodstream, and then you're diagnosed with high blood sugar and type 2 diabetes.
So you need to take care of that, darn it.
You need to find out what aspects of your lifestyle are the wrong fuel.
Or else. So you help people, and I know you have some different communities and groups. You help people I'll let you describe it because you probably describe it better than I'm assuming it. Go ahead and shoot. So I think you have a big community and different ways you're helping people. Tell us about how that all comes together.
We have a Facebook group page, and every 6 to 8 weeks, I do a master class, which is the roadmap. I just teach people for free how to reverse their type 2 diabetes, how to find what's missing. And then once you're able, so you can't fix a car unless you find out what's wrong with it. It's
good point.
You can't just put a piece of tape over the check engine light and slap you on the butt and say, your car is good. And unfortunately, that's what our pill for an ill society does. You get high blood sugar, we just give medication to control the high blood sugar, but we never identify the problem that caused the high blood sugar to begin with. Here's some myths, Chris. Here's some myths. You ready? Type 2 diabetes is not due to your genetics. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, there's not been a gene identified in science that's linked to type 2 diabetes. You can do a BRCA gene test to see if you have a predisposition for breast cancer. You can do genetic markers to see if you have a genetic predisposition to Alzheimer's, which, by the way, is type 3 diabetes, cancer, other chronic disease, but not diabetes, unfortunately. Now, I understand that there's a strong family resemblance, but we have a lot more in common with our family than just genes. It's lifestyle habits.
Yeah. I mean, it's all this gets passes down, and then, we grow up and how we set our things. One thing I used to lose weight was intermittent fasting. Does that help diabetes at all?
I love intermittent fasting, Chris, but not for a diabetic, unfortunately. It's like poking the bear.
Really?
They have blood sugar instability. When you do long bouts of fasting, you're testing the system. You already have blood sugar instability. I love intermittent fasting, not for a diabetic.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how do you know if you're type 2 diabetic? Let's say someone's out there in the audience and they're not really sure, but maybe they're feeling weird and funky and things are going off the rails. How does someone know what's a good way to determine that?
Certainly blood tests. You can look at someone's fasting blood glucose levels. You can look at their A1C to determine whether or not they are clinically diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. But some of the symptoms that type 2 diabetic would show early on would be excessive urination, excessive thirst. If they're having high highs and low lows with their blood sugar, the low lows, they can almost feel like they're passing out. There could be neuropathy symptoms of numbness and tingling in your feet and your toes. There could be muscle cramping at night. Of course, low energy, fatigue is a big one there. But a lot of times people chalk that up to old age. I'm getting older. I'm out of shape. But we tend to make excuses for the reason why we feel the way we feel. And also we normalize it. We adapt to it. And that's why diabetes is so effective at killing people, Chris. It's a slow roll.
Yeah.
And people adapt.
Yeah. So that's the one thing about getting old. You kind of, for example, a good example is I was starting to feel lethargic, tired, run down. I was kind of forgetting things. I kind of felt like I was maybe I'm still in it. Kind of felt like I was in some sort of time-space continuum. I mean, I wake up every morning. I do a lot of stuff all day. I mean, there's a record of it because we do 2 or 3 podcasts a day. I can look back on my day and go, yeah, I did something today. But what was happening to me is I wasn't getting anything done beyond just the basics and the minimum of what I would do. And I started feeling like I was waking up. I would wake up and then just feel like 5 minutes later I was crawling to bed. And I remember my friends telling me as I was growing up and getting older, my older friends, they go, yeah, just time moves faster when you get old, Chris. And I'm like, this is it. But I just wasn't. There were so many other things. I was like, I wish I would have done more. And it turns out my free testosterone was low. And I finally went and got it tested. And turns out I've been living for God knows how long in this kind of weird time space. Brain fog is the word I'm
Brain fog, yeah.
Brain fog. And 3 days after, my testosterone hit my system from the injection, I started coming out of brain fog. And it was like coming out of the Star Wars space-time warp, and back into normal space speed. It was like,
check your vitamin D too, Chris.
vitamin D. Yeah, we upped that. And I think I take 10,000 a day now, 5,000 or 10,000. Make sure we take the K3 with it, clog up your arteries.
Yes.
And I think there's something else to take with it. But yeah, so that was a real big thing. But I just assumed that I was feeling that way because I was old. You're right. Go get checked. Go get tested if you feel right. And then can you tease out the group you do is a big group. You help them and stuff.
Yeah.
Is there any other things that I haven't talked about that maybe, I want to help people who maybe haven't gotten tested, who aren't sure about it, or, maybe understand their diabetes better so that they can manage it.
Sure. Let's go through some myths. It's not genetics, as we spoke about. It's not your pancreas, because 9 out of 10 type 2 diabetics that I run blood work on, their pancreas is not only working, but it's overactive, not underactive.
Really?
Oh, yeah. In the face of insulin resistance, your pancreas makes that key. But when the mitochondria changes the lock and word on the street gets back to the pancreas says, the key's not working, I'll make more. Just wrongfully believes that more of the wrong key will open up the gas tank. So you see your pancreas actually cranking in a type 2 diabetic. Yeah, it's not your weight. You do not gain weight and then get insulin resistance. It is the other way around. You know what? I don't have it available, Chris, but I was 80 pounds heavier 27 years ago. And one of my colleagues challenged me, dared me to do a detox, which I told them that was just phooey. And I did it. And in 10 days, I lost 19 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
10 days.
10 days.
Yeah. I was doing 2 to 3 pounds a day when I quit drinking Mountain Dew and doing some of the stupid stuff I was doing.
Well, those are toxins too. But my body was basically, and it does, everybody's body, to protect you from toxins. It takes the toxins out of your bloodstream and just stores it away as fat.
Oh, wow.
So when I lost the toxins, guess what went with it? 80 pounds.
I must be carrying probably 50 pounds of toxins then. Maybe 100.
You'd be surprised.
I might not be surprised because I've thrown some toxins in my body. I've been parted in that Big Mac and their quarter pounder.
You don't even have to consciously do it.
Oh, wow.
Because we come in contact with so many on a daily basis. Our water is toxic.
Yeah, that's true. I have a big RO system here at the house
to
use. One thing, and you probably heard me talk about this, but the parabens were a huge thing, and they were probably the things that were affecting my testosterone as well. But I remember when I switched to the paraben free soaps and shampoos, and I started using them, and I really didn't notice a difference. I was like, yeah, whatever. I guess it's clean for me, or whenever the book says so. So I used them, and then I'd forgotten to order off of Amazon the new shampoo and soap, and so I just said, shit, I got the old stuff here from last month, and I'll just go ahead and kill that off while we wait for Amazon to deliver. And I literally put the soap on my hands and put it in my hair, and I came out of the shower feeling mucky, and it literally felt like my hands have been dipped into paraben wax. Really. Yeah. And that's because that's what it is. It is a wax. And I literally felt like my hands had been dipped into them, and there was like 10 layers on them. And I washed my hands 5 to 6 times, scrubbing them, because I couldn't get the wax feeling off. I couldn't get the seal feeling off of being sealed in, by some sort of thing.
I remember I heard that podcast. I heard you speak about it, and you were dead on. And you said you didn't notice until you weren't using it.
Yeah. And then I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And you realize that that thing you throw into the dryer, the
dryer sheets are super toxic with forever chemicals.
Yeah. And the little screen things, I forget what they're called. The little what are those fabric softeners? Yeah.
Yes.
So you throw obviously I don't use them, so I don't know what they're called anymore. Good. But fabric softeners, I never used fabric softeners ever, because the smell would bug me. For some reason, I would just feel overwhelmed by it and having on my clothes and stuff. But you throw that in there, and all that is a waxer. So it just waxes everything, so it feels really soft. You're like, oh, this feels soft. No, it's just layered in wax.
It's one sheet of toxic chemicals that you are adding to your clothes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Detergents, hand soaps, toothpaste is toxic if it's got fluoride in it, which is one of the most toxic substances known to man. Yes, it kills everything it comes in contact with. That's why we put it on our teeth. We're very vain. But if you read the back of a toothpaste tube, it says if you swallow the toothpaste, call poison control. It cleans your teeth all right, but it'll take you for a run.
What you're saying is I shouldn't squirt some in my mouth and swallow it after brushing my teeth every night, huh?
Please do not.
That may explain some of the toxins I have. I don't do that, folks. Please don't do that, folks.
That explains a lot. Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that stuff, you really don't want to ingest it. It's pretty bad. And then, I don't know, hydrogen peroxide does a really great job on teeth. I don't know if that's safe, but
that's a bleach, which is toxic.
That's a bleach. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What is good on your teeth?
I use Bronner's. It's a fluoride-free toothpaste. You know what? I'll have to send it to you. I'm not quite sure I did, but I have a Amazon link. Okay. It's Dr. Raj's Lifestyle. So it has the drier balls as opposed to the drier sheets. It's got the toothpaste on there. It's got the toxic-free deodorants. Deodorants, antiperspirants, are toxic, man. They stop you from sweating, and that's how we release toxins naturally.
Yeah.
So what happens to those toxins is they build up under your skin in your armpit and develop breast cancer.
Holy shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Think about that, though. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sweat.
You got to sweat, people. Damn
you got to
it.
sweat.
What the hell?
Never let them see you sweat. That's our motto.
Yeah. Or let them smell you. That doesn't work out good on dates. So,
Die soon of breast cancer.
So you have a sheet. If you want to send me a link to that when we do the posts on the final show, and a link to your group too, we'll take and put those on so that people can find those and check those out. Dr. Bonner's peppermint. Is it the peppermint one?
It is. That's my favorite. Tastes good too.
Oh, and they got a cinnamon too.
So many people, so many patients I have spoken to. It's so funny, Chris. I mentioned that to them about toothpaste, and they're like, Dr. Raj, oh my gosh. Do you know, every time I brush my teeth, I get nauseous? I thought it was me. I thought it was crazy. I'm like, no, those are toxic chemicals. Yeah. Brush your teeth on an empty stomach and get nauseous. If I had a nickel for every time I heard a patient tell me, I'm like, well, it's toxic chemicals you're putting into your mouth.
Holy crap. Yeah. That may explain some things. Yeah, I use hydrogen peroxide. I just came to realize that if you use it to rinse your mouth, that's something that I use when I want my dogs to throw up. If my dogs have eaten something that's going to not come out the other end, or they've eaten some sort of toxin, that's the stuff I give them to make them throw up. So it definitely is toxic.
It is toxic, yes.
Yeah. I'm just Googling is hydrogen peroxide, whatever. Some people are saying, is it safe for ears? Are people pouring hydrogen peroxide in their ears?
I certainly hope not.
You learn a lot about other people when you go into search, and it pulls down like the first 10 things top popular things people are doing for themselves. Yeah,
we are. We're living a lifestyle of convenience.
Yeah,
it's not convenient to sweat. It's not convenient for us because we're vain to have teeth. So you know what, Chris? This is funny. And we make fun of the Europeans who smell and have crummy teeth, but their lifespan is longer because they're not using poisons to prevent themselves from sweating and having crummy teeth, if that makes any sense.
That would make sense. That's kind of, I can see how that rolls. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, all the stuff that's out there and how it's working and stuff. What are some other things you want to tease out in your new book? And how can people onboard with you? How can they reach out? Do you do individual coaching, consulting, things of that nature?
I do for a very select few people. Our team is so limited. There's so many diabetics out there.
Jeez.
But I welcome people to join our group. Our group is called Real Health Roots on Facebook, Real Health Roots. It's a private Facebook group page. We will let you into the group. And then there's 20,000 plus members in there who every day are in there to help others reach the finish line on tough days, to share successes, to share struggles. I'm in there every Tuesday night live. Right after this, I go live into our group and I present a different topic on type 2 diabetes every week. But the real jewel of our group are the master classes. I just finished the master classes. It was 9 days of material, Chris. I went on live for an hour to an hour and 20 minutes every day for 9 days and gave the entire blueprint, exactly what to look for. I taught people how to interpret their own lab work, not just the reference ranges that when flagged mean they have diseases and need medication, but dysfunctional ranges, optimal ranges that when they come out of, they enter into a state of dysfunction before disease. I want to put people in the driver's seat of their own health and wellness. I want them to know that they can reverse their type 2 diabetes naturally. They can get off of their medications. That's what I did with Shantae on that NBC show. She was on injectable insulin, short and long term.
Oh, wow. 2,000
milligrams of metformin, glipizide, glimepiride, 2 blood pressure medications, and a cholesterol medication. She was my age at the time. That was 52 back in 22. Her A1C was at 12.9. That should not be above 5.6.
Oh, wow.
She had neuropathy that forced her to walk upstairs backwards. After 5 months, Chris, you ready for this? Now, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to believe this, and your listeners probably will not believe this. I'm here to tell you, believe it. And join our page and hear 50 other people tell you their stories of the same thing. After 5 months, and we documented this on NBC, she was the pilot episode of her own show. 5 months, her A1C went down from 12.9 to 5.4. She lost 58 pounds and eliminated all of her medication and her neuropathy. And the last scene of the show, they had her running up the Philadelphia Art Museum stairs like Rocky. It was awesome. And I just got goosebumps.
Wow. I mean, that's just amazing. And you know, some people don't think they can do it or whatever. It is possible. And you know, it all, I think it all largely comes down to what you put in your mouth, right?
No.
Okay.
Food is another myth. Food does not cause type 2 diabetes. I'm going to prove that to you right now.
Okay.
Ready? If food caused type 2 diabetes, let's say the Big Mac caused type 2 diabetes. Now, by no means am I saying the Big Mac is good for you, Chris. But if a Big Mac caused type 2 diabetes, then every single person that ate Big Macs would also have type 2 diabetes.
So what is it if it's not what you put in your mouth?
What it is other aspects of your lifestyle. So like I have people who've lost 100 pounds, don't have another ounce to lose, and their A1C goes up. It is aspects of your lifestyle like the toxins. Toxins are the wrong fuel. Mitochondria changes the lock, doesn't want that in its gas tank. Like mold is a biotoxin. Mitochondria is like, get the heck away from me. You're the furthest thing away from premium unleaded gasoline. Insulin resistance, high blood sugar, type 2 diabetes, hormone irregularity. Sounds like you might have been dealing with some hormone irregularity. Let me tell you this, Chris, just because I worry for us as men over 50. But the biggest threat to men in the way of cancer in America are both prostate and colon cancer. These are the two most predominant cancers for men in America. They are both estrogen-dominant cancers. So men go through andropause. It's like menopause for men. And when they do, testosterone levels begin to dip and estrogen levels begin to rise. And then you become estrogen dominant and you have a predisposition for these estrogen dominant cancers, colon and prostate.
Yeah. This is something people need to address and get to. So I'm glad you're doing the work and doing the helping. As we go out, tell people how they can join up with you, how they can reach out, they can sign up, how they can learn more.
Yes, absolutely. And again, thank you very much for this opportunity to reach more people. realhealthroots.com and Real Health Roots Facebook group page. That's the best way to see me, get a hold of me, get into our community. If you're a type 2 diabetic, you will welcome all of your peeps in this group. It's a different energy. I don't know if you could feel it. We are getting to the root cause of what's causing you to have high blood sugar to begin with. No one is looking. Doctors, to those of you that are out there that are type 2 diabetics, your story is you had hope at one point and you're almost hopeless now. You're just going from one medication to the next.
Yeah.
On a roller coaster, meds for the meds, getting worse. There's something else. There's health and wellness.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming on the show, Dr. Raj. We really appreciate it.
Chris, it is my honor and pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And an honor is ours as well, sir. Go check out his new book. Now, they're going to need to get in touch with you to get word of the
yes, they are.
Amazon.
We have to get into the group when I make my announcement. It's forthcoming. It's almost done. This will be my third book, but it's called Reverse Your Type 2 Diabetes. Treat the root and not the fruit. I'll tell you what. I'll get you my email, Chris, if you want to share that. Anyone who wants the intro to my introduction to my book, I'm happy to send it.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, Dr. Raj. Thanks for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1, the TikTok, and all those other crazy places on the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. And that shows out.